Meanwhile, the defection of the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, to the African Democratic Congress has been described as a statement of conscience and not just a political movement. The National Chairman of the Coalition for the Protection of Democracy, Rwang Pam, told journalists in Jos, the Plateau State capital, that the acceptance of Peter Obi into the African Democratic Congress is a sign of great conviction and optimism.
Mr. Peter Obi's entrance into the ADC is not merely a political movement. It is a statement of conscience. It is a declaration that Nigeria can no longer afford politics without principles, leadership without sacrifice, or governance without compassion. His long-standing reputation for prudence, transparency, fiscal responsibility resonates deeply with the aspirations of millions of Nigerians who yearn for a nation that works for all and not just a privileged few. For COPDEM, this moment represents the convergence of values. We are a coalition committed to the defense of democracy, the rule of law, social justice, zero tolerance for corruption, and the protection of the people's mandate.
I'm now being joined virtually by Chief Dele Momodu, politician and chairman Ovation Media Group. Thank you for joining us, Chief Momodu.
Good evening from Accra, Ghana. Thank you so much.
And Happy New Year to you and your family.
Happy New Year. Happy Shapa.
Well, let's
say in Ghana.
That's good to know. Well, let's hope that this year will stay happy all through. But starting out here, is that movement, let me ask you first, where are you? Are you also moving to another party? Which party are you moving to?
Oh, I'm part and parcel of APC, ADC, not APC. I've never been a member of APC, even when I supported Buhari. I'm joining ADC. I'm picking my card by the grace of God on 15th of January this year. And the whole world will hear about it.
Okay, but this movement, I mean, Peter Obi has moved. Yes, the Constitution allows for freedom of movement and association, as the case may be, but we've also seen in Nigeria in the last few weeks, and someone says weeks, you should be saying months. I say weeks because it's just 52 weeks in a year. We've seen in the last few weeks a lot of movements across party lines to one party or the other. What is this saying of is it because of what the Constitution says, or just the search for something better?
Well, of course, mankind is always in search of something better. And in this case, we have no choice because the ruling party, APC, has blocked all avenues against opposition. So when you are pushed to the wall, you either crack the wall or you turn back and kick the man who has blocked. So what is going on is that many stakeholders in Nigeria, because we're all Nigerians anyway, have decided that we cannot allow President Tinubu to get away with a one-party dictatorship. And that is why ATC has become attractive to a lot of us. And I'm sure many people are still going to come from the direction of APC, from the direction of PDP, from Labour, from NNPP, and so on and so forth.
You know, you said something earlier, which I want us to go back and look at. You said the ruling party has blocked the room for opposition. But then you find out that people are leaving the opposition and coming into the ruling party. How is that?
Yeah,
blocking?
That is part of the blockage, because they're either being cajoled, being coerced, or being corrupted. So there is no question about that. Every Nigerian and all friends of Nigeria globally are embarrassed that a man who came to prominence by fighting against dictatorship, military dictatorship, gets power, and those of us who were part of it are now in opposition and not being allowed to perform. the way we should in a democracy.
Chief
So
Momodu,
that is why I said people are being cajoled.
Mm.
A lot of people live under fear today. Even governors, they live under fear. Speak to any governor in Nigeria, they will tell you, look, let me just go and join them.
But Chief Momodu, what is
If you
that
can't
fear?
reach them,
What is the fear? What are they afraid of? If they are indeed having been elected by the people, if they are serving their people, what should they be afraid of?
Everything. The ruling government can cook up anything against anyone. And they will tell you, yes, there's a justification. Of course, there are no saints in the world. And for as long as there are no saints, there will always be one thing or the other. So they can cook up against the governors, the former minister, the former whatever. And what I remember is that once upon a time, when President Tinubu was governor of Lagos State, some of us supported him very, very violently when he was being aroused by the by the government of President Olusegun Obasanjo. We supported him. They took him to the Code of Conduct Tribunal. We supported him because we knew it was a witch hunt, not because we felt, oh, maybe he was a saint. Wherever there is a witch hunt, we must resist that oppression. If tomorrow comes and Tinubu and his family are being oppressed by any subsequent government, I will be one of those who will rise up to fight against such oppression.
But let's look at the party you say you're moving to, the ADC. We know that there are a lot of this. I mean, there are people who are not happy for this mass movement, and they've gone to court. Multiple cases in court against the leadership or the new leadership of the ADC. And then we are hearing that another faction led by Comrade Nafiu or thereabout, they've just inaugurated their own, what do you call it now, convention committees across the nation. Is ADC stable to handle all the weight that is coming in?
ADC is duly recognized today by party members, by non-party members, by INEC, and so on. So naturally, of course, some busybodies will try to work in favor of the ruling government. What they have done is to position their people in strategic places to block opposition because they want just one candidate for the 2027 presidential election. And that candidate they want is Tinubu. They are so scared because they know the numbers will not add up, the figures won't add up. They know it for a fact. So that is why wherever you find crisis in any party, look at Obi. Imagine a man who came third officially in the last presidential election of 2023. Suddenly, he had no party again in Labour. If Labour was a serious political party that has not been infiltrated by the power, what we call the federal mind, would Obi be out of Labour today? Would Labour not try to protect their golden boy, if I can put it in inverted commas? Would any reasonable country not protect such a child, but not in Nigeria? So they have infiltrated everywhere, and they will continue till they will get out of power. And that is why people are more determined now to make sure they get out of power. Because another 4 years of APC, Nigeria will become a one-man dictatorship, not even party. There will be only one man. And that man will be attended to as the mafia don of Nigeria.
Okay, Chief Momodu,
it's no longer a democracy.
Chief Momodu, we'll take a moment and we'll come back to look at this matter, whether we're still a democracy or not, but also the reasons, I mean, what is going on in the ADC. I'll mention a couple of names and let's see if we can clarify what exactly is happening, even though you say you're coming to that party. We'll be back in a moment. Just stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, here's a recap of our top stories today. Several kidnappers bandage raid communities in Katsina. African Union extends multinational task force mandate across Nigeria and Cameroon. And US eyes Arctic defense, rare earth minerals, and emerging trade routes. We still have Chief Dele Momodu, a politician and chairman of Asian Media Group, here with us. Chief Momodu, before we went on that break, we were talking about what is going on. You alleged that the various opposition parties have been blocked and or invaded by the ruling party so that they are unable to do anything. But let's go back to the party you say you're moving to by the 15th of January. That's the African Democratic Congress. And then one of a member of the party, whom I'm sure you have heard about, Nafiu Gombe, today addressed a press conference and that they are setting up a, what do you call it now, for its 2077 congresses across the country. What does that say of the ADC?
That is the strategy. No, there is no problem with ADC. It's free to go anywhere. It's free to go to port. So I have no problem with that. There is freedom of movement and association. You remember that even the best election we ever had in Nigeria, that of June 12, 1993, in which Chief Moshood Abiola emerged winner, some people attempted to stop it even by midnight before the election. It's nothing new in Nigeria. You will always find people who don't have any scruples about destroying what is good. This ruling party, APC, came into being via a coalition of different political parties. Today, the same party does not want to allow coalitions to occur. But nobody knows tomorrow. No man is a god unto himself or unto mankind. So we will continue to watch their shenanigans, and I know it never ends well. Anybody who has studied the history of Nigeria, we know that the reason why Nigeria where it is today is the selfishness of some prominent members of the political class. I see nothing wrong if President Tinubu contests in 2027 and he wins the election fair and square. I have no problem with it. But for him to block others, it's like you want to play football and then you put a goalkeeper by the goalpost, you tie his hands, you tie his legs, and then you say you are playing football. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. And I hope that God will enter their hearts before it is too late, that you cannot destroy a country that has produced some of the greatest human beings on earth and destroy it because of personal ambition.
You know, Chief Momodu, before we let you go, there is a regulator for the political space in Nigeria, INEC. Would you say that INEC is handicapped to quash any attempt to block the opposition? Because INEC is supposed to ensure that there's a level playing field before, during, and after elections. The political space is supposed to be free and fair, regulated by INEC. But is INEC being crippled in any way?
You know, we had one of the most useless INEC operations in the last election. I'm praying for Professor Amupiton, a distinguished senior advocate of Nigeria. I'm praying for him. It's up to him. All the INEC chairmen who failed in the past, they failed because they were ready to mortgage their own future and that of their children and grandchildren just because of one ambitious leader. And then thereafter, they fizzle out and go into oblivion. So it is up to such a distinguished scholar, a senior advocate of Nigeria, to decide whether he wants to do what is fair or he wants to do what will not ultimately augur well for our country. I know that if we end up with Tinubu as the sole candidate in 2027, it will not augur well for Nigeria.
Chief Momodu, I'm sorry, but I just have one more question to ask you. I'm taking you back to ADC right now. Yes, the regulator is there, but in the ADC right now, you are coming in. But we've heard of some very big names joining the APC. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, former River State Governor Amechi, and many other plethora of big names joining the ADC. Some will say looking for green pastures, also to speak. But what what would guarantee a rancor-free emergence of a flag bearer for the ADC, seeing that almost all the people in that space have, at one time or the other, sought for the #1 ticket and may still be seeking for it?
No, every Democrat will work for a rancor-free primary, if there is a primary or if there is consensus. But I don't think any individual, not Atiku, not Peter Obi, not Rotimi Amechi, none of them will be able to force a ticket for himself. Not Atiku. Anybody who knows Atiku knows that he's a Democrat. So they will agree among themselves how they want it to go. And I pray that the right person will win, and all of us will rally around whosoever wins that election or selection. But it cannot be by force. Democracy can never be by force.
But is there a guarantee? I mean, we had a member of the ADC, the National Working Committee, telling us that the constitution of the party, I mean, seeing that the People's Democratic Party had a constitution, still has a constitution, but it looks like that constitution is now the bane of the party in itself. Wouldn't that be another situation for ADC? Chief Momodu? Oh boy. Oh, well, it looks like we lost Chief Momodu there. That question, would have wanted him to weigh in on that question as regards the role of the Constitution. But we had Chief Dele Momodu, politician and chairman of Asian Media Group, here with us on the 6th edition. But let's move on to other matters now, still in the political space. Okay, I understand he's back. Chief Momodu, if you could just answer this question. I was saying the thing about Constitution. You've said that the ADC is okay and all the players will work it out. Seeing that the constitution of the PDP is actually the bane of the PDP right now, what's the guarantee? After one of your people told us that they have a solid constitution, a rock solid constitution, what's the guarantee that that constitution will help?
There is nothing wrong with ADC as it is. The only thing that can go wrong is the desperation of the ruling party that does not want competition. But I know that ADC is doing everything humanly possible to frustrate the attempts to ensure that no one contests against President Tinubu. There will be a contest, and the contest will be very robust. It will be at the highest level. And I am very certain that it is defeatable. Right. Because Nigerians are very frustrated today. We have a country where a lot has gone wrong, where for 2 weeks we had a foreign army on our soil, and the president has not uttered one word. It's unbelievable.
All right, thank you very much. Chief Dele Momodu is a politician and chairman of Asian Media Group. Thank you for coming in this evening. And we do wish you well, you and your family.
Thank you very much for inviting me.